REG of Rwanda, the penultimate encounter. And there you can see the map. Let's have a look at this wonderful continent here. And as you can see, REG in red to the right-hand side. They're coming up against Beira a little bit further south, southeastern Africa. REG, of course, of Rwanda, already qualified with 3 wins out of their 4. One of the 2 teams guaranteed places in Rwanda for the playoffs in May. Now, it's all about who will join them. 4 of the 6 teams will qualify, and Beira, well, because of the head-to-head record against other teams, it looks virtually impossible for them to sneak in to the playoffs, but they can prevent Duke from qualifying, depending on what happens a little bit later on. The second encounter brings together AS Ahly, still in contention to qualify with 2 wins from 4. They will take on Duke University Club, the home team from Senegal, who have won 1 lineup, the starting 5 with Q. Q, good to see you.
Lovely to be here, Robbie. Feiler, and it is that man, ZA, Thomas, Mpoyo, and Walker who get to start. A little bit of a change is there for coach Robert Pack as he takes Manga out and brings in Mpoyo to start.
Changes galore, but there's no change on the side of the court. Usher is with us again. Usher, great to see you.
Thank you so much, Roby. I'm very excited about this game and this game in particular.
One of 2 battles that are taking place. It's going to the wire. It's been riveting. It really has. The second season of the BAL-Africa League is here, and the Sahara Conference about to be wrapped up. And we will find in a few hours' time who will be going to Kigali, Rwanda for the playoffs, because when this wraps up, we start to focus on Cairo, Egypt for the Nile Conference. 6 other teams, including the defending champion Zamalek, in contention, jostling for one of those top 4 spots, because 4 teams from each conference meeting in Kigali in the month of May.
It's going to be all about that. That's going to be a highlight, I think, for the teams that do advance. But this Sahara Conference, if it's anything to go by, it has been a prelude to some fantastic basketball. It's been great basketball throughout. And here at Ferroviario de Beira, who are taking to the court, they're going to try and leave with a statement win here. They're going to leave it all on the floor. They played with character throughout. It's going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah, it is indeed, and we've had so many enthralling encounters already here in Dakar, in this wonderful country, as we see the starting 5 for Beira, with Nuamadu starting today, along with Kennedy, Huana, William Perry, and Ubise as well, the big centre coming in to start ahead of Prince Ubizu.
Yeah, something a little bit different for Coach Luis Hernandez, who's looking relaxed, and I did have a little chat to him before the game. You know, he talked about preparation affecting them a little bit and not having the recruiting power that he would have wanted to have, but no excuses. He's still happy to be here. Robert Pack Jr., though, has done a fantastic job with this REG outfit, picking up those 3 wins.
Yeah, Asha.
And obviously, Luis Hernandez, the coach of Ferroviario de Beira, saying that he's going to give an opportunity to the players that didn't get much time during the tournament so that they can get a feel of what the BAL is like, since it's absolutely sure and defined that they'll not be going to Kigali for the playoffs in May.
But it's all good experience, and it's great to have them here. All of the teams, we've absolutely loved it. And well, the clock's already stopped there, Q.
A ball on its way up, and they didn't allow the ball to reach its peak, and so the possession will go. Just tapped a little bit early there on the jump ball by Walker, so he hands ball to Ferroviario de Beira.
I think they say keen as mustard, where you come from.
I've never heard that expression.
Ah, okay.
Keen as mustard?
Yeah, keen as mustard. Mustard is very keen, especially on the palate. Here we go with Beira. Getting the early possession here and a chance to try and drop in. Big man trying to get up there. Ubise, 3 attempts and finally drains the 2.
Well, he's had limited usage. Ubise, he is a presence in the paint. He liked the matchup against Walker. I think they 2 very well-matched guys, size for size. Early good start for Ubise.
This is going to be an interesting battle as well. Jonas Feiler up against William Perry. Going around the outside is Thomas. Oh, nicely done, Walker. Sumptuous. They could play with their eyes closed, couldn't they? still find each other.
Great play, a no-look pass finding Walker wide open on the baseline for 2.
Beira with Rwanda back out to Nurmamad. An MVP in the Mozambique League back in 2017 in the national team as well.
Well, he can certainly score the basketball. We haven't seen enough of that from him. It's at quite a tough conference, but did see some flashes in their last outing.
Filer, Walker again, gets around Ubise and does the business from close range.
Given a chance to work, the double team comes, splits it, and finishes with the left hand. Nice second score, 4 points for Walker.
Perry just out wide, and the shot, long range coming in from Jermel Kennedy, the Canadian. Back off the metal, and at the other end there's a good chance, but it's off the metal on the coming from the right. Here's William Perry going right down. Oh, it's a beautiful layup. Sensational stuff, great vision, and he really decided to go for it, motoring between the trees.
Definitely a standout backcourt guard for the Beira outfit. Not a bad outing in the conference at all. 14 points and 3 rebounds so far.
There's the attempt for 3 from downtown by Xel Mpoyo. And a good chance for Perry. A little bit of time there, but still unable to drain it, just getting his range right. Thomas takes it up out to Walker. Zai doing the business, going straight through the middle. Draws the foul.
Zai gets all the way inside, and he does like to settle for the outside shot. It's his rhythm shot. That time he just drives in and draws the foul. This is Perry on the other side, getting by, floating it up and in.
Had a nice little chat with Giordani Zizei for the former Patriots, man. He's like a smiling assassin. He's such a happy man. It is wonderful to see. You know, he's just, you know, we saw him last year because he's playing for the Patriots, of course. So we were in the bubble in Kigali for the first season. He's just a really happy person, but a very, very important player for this Rwanda Energy group. Nurmamad, nicely done. Tidies up, drops it in for 2.
Oh yeah, he is definitely important, Robbie. It's his ability to score. He's an out-and-out scorer, and he adds heavily on the offensive end for REG.
Well, that's a nice little use of the fingertips there to get the ball into the hands of Walker.
Red hot it has been for Walker. They've gone to him. He's also picked up offensive boards, keeping himself in the game.
Walker with the foul on Ubise.
This is the liveliest we've seen of Walker since his incredible performance against AS Saleh in the opening game of the Sahara Conference.
Yeah, it is true, isn't it? You know, we've expected to see a little bit more of him. That opening encounter, he was, I mean, you called it, didn't you? You were like, you know, his name is Skywalker. He was coming in from the left, the right, over the top. He would climb up through the, you know, the underside of the court. I don't know where he was coming from. Landing and driving in and smashing the backboard and the basket to smithereens.
He certainly created some expectation with those high-flying antics. But if you look at what he's given them in terms of production, he's gotten 27 minutes a game, and he's averaging 11 and 6, which is okay. You know, it's not outstanding production, but it is a good production because it's double-digit scoring, and he's 62% of the field, and he leads the BAL in terms of field goal percentage inside.
That's already a fine bit of information there. Thank you, Q. We saw Robert Pack Jr. just watching. There he is, the walk out. Oh, my word. Poyo!
Well, this time playing provider. Walker sees the open man, Poyo, and he skies up for the fantastic 2.
And that's the thing about Walker, because he's already scored 6 in this game. When he gets the ball, 2 defenders, and he can dish it out.
Battle of the rebounds and a chance to try and drop in for the 2. It's a miss there from Rwanda. Should have done better than that. And at the other end, you can see that, well, Thomas is going for it. Poyo trying to drop it into the hands of Walker. Maybe he should have been a bit more selfish there, I think, Hugh.
Maybe just a little bit, but the decision results in a turnover, and now it's Ferroviario basketball.
Nurmamad takes the pass from Kennedy. unable to drain the two. It's 8 points for Beira of Mozambique, 10 for REG of Rwanda. And Poyo for 3. Back off the metal, made safe by Nomamad. Nomamad, Ismail Nomamad, here he is, trying to drop in for a long-range shot down the right side. Actually joined Ferroviario de Beira in 2013. He's been there for, what, 9 years now? Walker! Oh! Tries to do what we expect him to do. I think he's been listening to you, Usher, you know? He's like sort of, wait there a sec. The courtside reporter, Usher, is talking about me. I gotta step it up.
Well, obviously, as you can see, my positioning on this court.
Well, Walker, in that space, you would have expected a two-handed flush for sure. And back to the free throw line he goes. He's a 60% free throw shooter throughout the tournament. That's something that I'm sure he'll want to improve. But it's the free throw line feats that get him back there. And if they continue to ride him like this, we've seen the ability of REG to recognize the situation on the floor and feed their bigs when needed. That's how they got that man of the match performance from Manga when he was playing in their previous game. Walker now, the guy with the hot hand, and they're going to him.
8 points for Anthony Walker. And Perry at Kennedy as they try and link up and produce the goods. Nomamad cuts inside, tries to get past Poyo. Perry takes the pass on the outside of the D. A little bit of a frantic run, loses possession, a little slip there, and a chance once again as they go and drain it again. A big score there from Dieudonné Dizeye.
Great score, and now it's a momentum really with REG. Dizeye, first two in a spectacular fashion.
Ubise, that's a nice score, isn't it? Patience is a virtue. He waited, bided his time, dropped it in impeccably.
One of the players benefiting from being given more minutes, Ubise, I really like the way he played in qualifiers. Hasn't had such a great conference showing for this Beira squad.
6 seconds left on the shot clock and a chance for them to try and drain the two. He's going straight through down the left-hand side there, Filer. Back out and a chance to try and get the shot in. Oh, they're passing the ball around beautifully. Poyo with his shot, unable to be drained. It's been picked up by Dizeye. Out wide it goes, and a chance for Thomas to drain the three.
Controlling possession again. That's a nice look to the wide open Cleveland Thomas, and he knows what to do with it when there's no defenders on him.
And that's great teamwork there from the Rwandan champions.
Yeah, just watching the clock as well at the same time. Oh, we just gone a little bit too far there from that man Thomas to get to Dizeye.
I don't think, I was about to say, I don't think it's too long before we see a timeout from Ferroviario de Beira. Just gotta rein it in, see if they can get value for their possessions. And this is the pass on the fast break to Dizeye, who does what he's supposed to do. 7-point lead for REG.
We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Take the pass and drain it like he used to do before. It's a 7-point game here in Senegal. Beira trailing to REG by 7. The team from Mozambique up against the Rwandan team of REG. And I think we can just take a look at this. Oh, behind the back. Oh, dropping it in. Dizeye with the damage. Usher, what did you pick up from that little timeout?
Well, real quick, there's been some changes on the court. Manga Pichu coming on for REG, and on the other side, Onwosu for Ferroviario de Beira. But for Luis Hernandez, the coach of Ferroviario, is saying, let's play better defense. For Robert Park, they're going to try and do the same thing. Walker is off the pitch, and they'll try to make sure that they'll have the turnaround on the court for REG.
Filer trying to drop his long-range shot in. It comes back off the metal. Perry has the ball. Beira pushing forward. Tries to tee it up, but it comes to nothing. Once again, Filer out wide, showing us what he's capable of doing. Cleveland Thomas. Not much space there for Manga. Well, that's been picked up, a little bit messy, but it doesn't matter because he'll take whatever he possibly can. Randy Unuoso.
Going downhill is really fantastic, is on so he gets that bucket, and open floor is where he best operates. It's going to be interesting now with Manga on the floor. Ferroviario de Beira struggle with the big on the inside.
Ball comes out, a good chance to try and drain the points. It's a wonderful, very calmly done score there.
A needed score for Ferroviario de Beira, just breaking that 7-0 scoring run.
Filer, Cleveland Thomas dropping in. That's a beautiful score just inside of the D. He gets 2 for that.
Second time he's been able to knock down the long-range jump shot.
Good work. 3-pointer. Thomas around the outside, making a little bit of space, gets the ball back. Manga working really hard. The ball goes out. It's going to be picked up by Beira.
Well, he got the pass back from Manga. Could have gone on the left-hand side. Should have gone on the left-hand side. Made the wrong decision. And that's one thing that Manga can't do when he's on the floor. It's the block. Should have been a goaltend. Just came off the glass. And there's a 3 ball that falls in.
Adonis Filer takes the ball up court. 3 points separating these two teams, Reg. Having their lead just chopped down a little bit. It's good work from Beira just to keep themselves in the game.
Jamal Kennedy, the tournament's leading 3-point shooter in terms of percentage. He knocks down his opening 3-point field goal.
Out wide from Dizeye, unable to drain those points, picks the ball back up.
Just a break is there's a conferring on what's happening on the shot clock. There was a reset. They're going to take some time off it. It was reset to 24 seconds, and now bringing it back to 14. They'll take some additional seconds off the shot clock. While that's happening, let's have a look at this great play. The handoff to Jamal Kennedy, and he is a long-range assassin. Knocks down for his first 3. Kennedy's been fantastic. 3 points, 3 rebounds, but definitely been a standout player, the Canadian. Outlander played some basketball out in Finland, Spain, England, Portugal, and France, and connected with his teammate who's now gone to the bench, William Perry, when they spent some time in Portugal.
46 seconds left on the clock, and Reg trying to organize themselves. The ball comes out, Thomas Manga in the paint. Manga trying to find his way and use that strength, despite the fact that Mboyo produced the acrobatics. It won't count.
Well, that's Manga being muscled a little bit by Chinyelu. Chinyelu has been giving some extra minutes. He earned some additional court time when chatting to Coach Luis Hernandez, and we'll see what he does with that additional court time.
Randy Onuaso around the outside, trying to drive through. He sees a little bit of space, tries to get it high off the backboard, picked up by Reg. And here's Dizeye at the last 20 seconds of the first quarter. Thomas back to Shabozwa. What a brilliant and star player he's been for this Reg team. And I say that, and he gets the ball pinched out of his hands. Opportunity, good chance to try and drain the points there. And there it is. It's the end of the first quarter. Well, the halftime scores here at the Dakar Arena. 17 points for Beira, 20 for Reg. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a few moments' time. Welcome back to the Dakar Arena. So it's a 3-point game with Beira trailing Reg. And to be honest with you, anything's possible here. The good thing about this first quarter that we've actually seen is that we haven't had too many fouls. The discipline has been top-notch. If you actually look, there's REG have only got 1 and just 2 for Beira. It's a good sign.
Well, fantastic in terms of the execution on the offensive end. What that also could mean is there's a little bit less intensity, a little bit less pressure being put on the defensive side, but I think we'll see that change, especially as we head deeper and deeper into this contest.
Yes, it is absolutely spot on, Q. And Shabozwa takes the ball around the outside, losing possession. And that's 2 balls that he's lost just either side, but look what he does. He is so sneaky like that. Oh, it's an absolute top-class three-pointer there. Watch out.
Known for his defense, and you know this. You can't put the ball down or even pass it into a lane when Shabozwa's around.
And that's the thing, like, if you're still complaining about it, he steals it, shoots the ball, and is already going on the other side of the court.
Yeah, he's like a terrier, isn't he? He'll just chase you and chase you until he actually gets hold of the ball. It's brilliant stuff. Oh, it's an easy score there. How about that?
Mungwambe is fantastic in the paint for Beira. He's also been, I think, one of the standout players for me for Ferroviario de Beira. He's given them great production. He's so physical, doesn't care about the three-point shot. He's a slasher and a guy who gives you good points coming downhill and can knock down a little bit of a baby jumper.
Picked up by Ampoyo. Rwandan, but originally born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, just over the border, neighboring country, of course. And a good chance for a long-range effort coming in, but it's not been drained. And the ball goes out. They will get possession back, in fact. Shot coming in there from Joy Igovoja, the 17-year-old Nigerian, coming out of the NBA Academy. Good to see him getting on the court, get some floor time.
The coaches are definitely going deeper into the rotations here in this contest, so that's a good sign. Well, it's going to be a good chance for some players to experience actual Basketball Africa League action, and none benefiting more than the NBA Academy players. And nice to see Igovoja on the floor.
Orlando Novella losing the ball, picked up by Cleveland Thomas. Here he is getting the ball to Manga. Manga can't drain it, but I do believe that is a foul on that player, Joy Igovoja.
Well, that's some great defensive work initially by Chinyelu, and Igovoja comes in on the side, and Chinyelu's got to commit the foul again. He's got a real presence in the paint, and it's nice to see his confidence build. He's definitely not the same player that we saw in the first game out for Beira.
And that's a little tussle between the 2 Nigerian teenagers, of course, because Ruben Chinyelu, also a Nigerian coming out of the academy, as we see Cleveland Thomas going to the bench. Shabozwa. Manga in the middle if they need him. Goes out wide, picked up there by that man, Igovoja.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds, and they're going to commit the travel. Going to commit the turnover, unforced, and that sometimes is the exuberance of youth.
Just as I said, extremely keen, very motivated, and ready to try absolutely anything. There you can see Robert Pack just having a little bit of a chat with the youngsters, and you know what he will learn from the very intelligent and wise man who's been around and seen a few things. Robert Pack, well, it's so valuable, isn't it?
He's so experienced, and I like his demeanor on the bench. A big block, Manga.
No, he's dangerous, isn't he? Very dangerous in defense, like he is in attack, and you'll see him pick up the ball and get himself in there. That's a good three-pointer. Usher.
It is very good to see him come alive. He's really the best of his generation and quite an inspiration back home in Rwanda.
We still don't have anybody in double figures. The defensive game is pretty well organized from both sides. It's only 19:26, start of the second, of course. And that's a beautiful little spin shot there that's been drained. Perfectly done by that man, Jamal Kennedy.
Mr. Efficient, scoring efficiently. That's just fantastic individual basketball move.
Filer. Oh, Randy Onuasu, he's battling for that. Look at that, that is brilliant. That is, you know, he's doing the dirty work on the ground, winning the ball, and now it's a chance for him to try and do something. Excellent play by the Nigerian, and here he is once again. Oh, he's done it again. Fantastic drop-in shot there from Jamal Kennedy. 3 points, bring it on.
He just chooses his shots, picks his moments, and is so great at it.
Filer and Shabozwa, he's done it so many times before. He continues to just raise our eyebrows because we are just loving what he's doing. Usher.
It is good to see the back and forth. It is like a shooting clinic here.
A three-point shootout for sure between the two teams.
Before long, Usher will she'll be looking for a shootout matchup with you, Q. Watch out.
I don't think he can handle.
I ain't saying a word, Usher.
Well, let's just have a look at the defensive play from Manga. Look at that. Get in the way, stop it from being drained. Didn't have a chance with Manga coming in. Swooped on it like one of those wonderful Serengeti eagles.
He thought he could sneak it by with the left hand, but Manga's wingspan just too much, and his athleticism paid dividends, and off he goes to the bench with that 1 block and 2 rebounds.
But really good for Jamal Kennedy, you know, stay focused and drop those threes after being blocked.
Boswa. Always on the move. Here he is, Walker gets the ball back to Shabozwa. Filer down into the middle. Walker unable to pick the ball up, takes it out, and it's going to be Beira pick up possession. A 5-point game here with 6 minutes left on the clock in the first half.
Well, he's had a pretty good game, Walker. That first turnover is the first real mistake from him, and it's not even his fault in that position.
Kennedy on a bit of a run here. Perry hasn't produced any of those long-range shots that we expect him to deliver. Yet to put himself properly on the score sheet. And every time we talk like that, he scores 2 points, I think. So it's adds to the 2 that he's already sunk.
If Perry doesn't get the scores, Kennedy steps up, and then they distribute the ball. Well, that's a nice read by Perry for the elbow jump shot.
Filer for 3! The triple sorted there for Filer down that right side.
Well, long range and 3-point strategy working out right now. REG catching fire from the 3-point line.
Unuaso, that's nicely done. Very smooth play, that is. And it's a good score, that is, for Ruben Chinyelu. First points of this encounter, 28-32.
Talked about him gaining some confidence. He's played about 7.9 minutes, or getting about 8 minutes a game. We saw him get that big dunk on the defensive player of the tournament so far, Christopher Obekwa. That helped him, and it's starting to resonate, and you see it there. Just a little bit of composure under the rim, gets the 2 points, and he can edge above his 3-point per game total so far with I think the extended time you'll see.
Long-range shot. Here's a free throw shot, just missing the target. I think we got another change. We got Armando Batista who's come on. And Perry. Oh, that's wonderfully done. He is just outstanding. When he wants to go, he goes. Ayad Mungawambe.
Almost like Stoglin, but not quite the same. He's got a bigger frame, but just so difficult to guard when he comes downhill. One of the best we've seen.
Unshabozwa, that's the position, that's his mark, that's where he loves to drop in his 3-point shots. A buzzer beater against Slack. Showed us exactly what he was capable of doing. And look at that from the Nigerian Onuaso.
The 3-point shootout continues. We keep seeing great shot selection, and these guys are shooting the lights out.
Buzzer beater from the halfway line today, maybe?
That's a possibility always in the BAL-Africa League.
Oh, drop it in, DZA!
Back and forth, wow. 10 points for Isaye.
Here's Perry around the outside, nicely done, just doesn't stay in, the foul's been committed.
Well, some really high quality shooting on display from both teams here, and it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, but we actually have someone who's hit double digits, and it is that man, Dieudonné Isaye. 10 points for REG, and we have a timeout. Beautifully done, hits the deck, the celebration. Beautiful score there from Shobozo. We're going to take a break. So, Ferroviario de Beira of Mozambique trail REG of Rwanda by 5 points. 4 minutes left on the clock in the second quarter. And Asha, there's not much really that the coaches can do when you're dropping in those 3-pointers from out wide and downtown. What did they have to say about that?
Actually, the Ferroviario de Beira coach, Luis Hernandez, is saying they should play better defense on Ndize and try to stop him, because it's been raining threes and he's had 10 points so far. And it's just the second quarter, so they're looking for ways to stop him, and also really encouraging Will Perry, who's on the line, to shoot from behind the arc.
Yeah, he's so good at those long-range shooters, and I think the confidence builds the moment that you drain your first triple. Hasn't managed to do that just yet. A couple of mid-ranges, of course, and then going to the free throw line. They've got ammunition, and they've got the capacity to drop in like that. How about that from Cleveland Thomas? Big three-pointer and a 7-point lead.
The 9th three-pointer for REG, and now they push their percentage up over 60. They are lighting it up. That's Cleveland Thomas's third, and he matches Nsobozo, who's also got 3.
It's mid-range, that is, from Perry. Still, he needs to go back an extra couple of meters, I think, Hugh, because it's too close to the, to the basket for Will Perry.
Sometimes all a shooter has to do is see it go through just once, and if he makes a mid-range shot, he'll build up some more confidence and take it a step back.
Yeah, I think we saw that with Alvaro Massa yesterday. Of course, an important player for AS Sally. AS Sally basically saying, oh, we're going to stay in the competition for as long as we possibly can. And Massa scored 1 3-pointer, got the confidence back, and game on, they get their victory.
And that's really a great example of what that looks like. Shooters have got to shoot, and it's nice to see the ball just go through once.
Filer trying to get past Unuaso. Oh, it's a good rebound, good defensive rebound there from the Nigerian. Played some basketball in the G League, and you can see that he does have the aggressivity to deal with that, with players playing on the big stage.
He brings that experience, and he brought some expectation coming from the Salt Lake Stars on Wasur, and he has added for sure in terms of his on-court contribution, but not as much as I think is expected on the offensive end.
Walker goes for the rebounds, and it looks like it is Zayad Mungo-Wambe at fault there as Walker tried to rise up, sink the dunk.
Still continuing to hustle inside the paint. Walker played some basketball at Texas Arlington, where he honed his skills at the NCAA level, and that's just building on some of that strong foundation. Here he is, a chance to go into double digits, second player from REG to pick up that honor, but he's going to have to make this free throw. He's a 60% free throw shooter.
We got Jermel Kennedy coming back on. 8 points separating the two teams now. Walker's free throw shot just not going down. Watched on by Manga. Unuaso. Down into the corner. Ubise unable to get hold of it. It's going to be REG who pick up possession.
Well, willing that one in almost was Kennedy from the perimeter. Ubise was trying to tap it in as well, just couldn't hold on, came off his foot. So it's REG basketball.
Usher, just a question. Obviously, it's really important to finish in the right position in the different conferences, because it basically will determine who you're going to play against and which teams in which positions when we have the final standings, correct?
Yes, sir. That is exactly correct. And for REG, they really want to go to Kigali as the top #1 seed in the Sahara Conference, and really also for their fans back home to have some hope and you know, feel the tournament, if that makes sense.
Definitely, it's, you know, it's going to be massive. And the great news at the moment, the Kigali arena will accept maximum capacity. So at the moment, as it stands, I know we're a couple of months away from those playoffs in May. It's all set up to be quite an extraordinary showdown for those final games.
Well, we expect an atmosphere at the moment, as long as all goes well, but it should be amazing, and amazing is probably the right word to describe that turnover there as the ball slips out of Kennedy's hands.
Yeah, he had Hawana just out wide. It flew out. I thought Usher actually caught the ball in the stands there at one point. You never know where she is.
I really love your faith in me.
No, I know that you're everywhere. 149, Filer, Shabozwa, that little burst of acceleration. And a good opportunity there, but it's not being drained there by Cleveland Thomas, but ever dangerous. Draws the foul, of course, as you can see, with that man, Kennedy.
A nice, patient breakdown. Thomas makes the read. Nemamade late on the coverage, and then I think they call it on Nemamade on the hand.
Exactly.
So he's gonna get another chance at the free throw line. Thomas has been a standout scorer. He's got 18.8 points per game. He's played the most minutes for REG. He's been highly used by Coach Robert Peck. Also has 6 rebounds and 5 assists, just about 5 assists. And it shows you just why he's so highly regarded by his coach.
Luis Hernandez, the Spaniard, second spell at Beira in Mozambique. It's Nurmamad's shot, just again, not as precise. Zaye hasn't scored for a couple of moments, but he's had a couple of teammates who pushed themselves up. Thomas Jr. getting into double digits with 12. And I do believe that Beira have called a timeout, so well, they're going to have a little breakdown of the events of what's happened, because an 11-point lead, it's not looking ideal for the team from Mozambique.
Important timeout. What they want to do is try and maximize this next possession and see if they can't close out strong defensively. If they don't necessarily have to score, but they have to limit REG from scoring. REG have been patient against this Ferroviario de Beira zone. They've broken it down well, and that's why they've shot so many threes from the outside. They've moved the ball, found the open shooters, and made them pay. And while we're at it, you know, making so many threes, you know that they are contributing to the environment.
What?
And you know how they're doing that? Threes for trees.
You're kidding me.
I'm absolutely not.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this, please?
Well, it is the initiative by the BAL-Africa League that will plant 100 million trees, the green wall across the continent.
No way.
And every 3 they make, they plant 3 trees. And you can get involved at home. Hashtag BAL Green.
You're kidding me.
Every time there's a tweet or a post on social media, you hashtag BAL Green, and you can plant 3 trees as well.
Give me a break. This is amazing. Fantastic stuff. I love it. I hope Cleveland Thomas Jr. is tweeting about the trees as well. He's got 12 points. Big name for REG. He'll be in Kigali, of course, in the month of May. Usher, I know that you were there. I saw you. What did you pick up? I was. It sounds a bit creepy. I was watching you. No, you were listening in. What did you get from the bench?
Yes, Coach Luis Hernandez just saying pass the ball until you get an open shot, and it's just worked for them right now. Before that, they were struggling. They'll just come down the court, and whoever had the option would literally take the shot at 17 seconds. But it's been working for them so far.
Onuasu, they steal the ball, but they didn't get the rebound. That was a wasted chew, that was. But long range, love it from Filer.
Contested with the defender in his face. Filer trains that difficult shot.
Reaching for the sky there in a big way. And they've stolen the ball again. Oh, it's Perry nicely picked up there by Perry from DZA. But on Shabozwa, come off the foot there. They're a little bit lucky, and that's been drained. So an important score that is coming from Helton UBC.
They needed that one. They need to stop here just to keep it at 10 and keep hope alive.
Shabozwa. Filer. Oh, it's another one. It's going to go, isn't it? No, it's not this time. A little bit too far over the top. Long-range effort there. And finally, we have a half-time scoreline of Beira of Mozambique, 38 points. REG of Rwanda, 48. And we are going to take a break. We'll be back in a couple of moments. But please, don't go away, guys. See you in a minute. It's then a minute away from the start of the second half. And as you can see, Beira of Mozambique trailing by 10 to that team REG of Rwanda, who are ruining their chances of progressing through. Jamel Kennedy, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 from 6 3-points. The 3-pointers, Q, they haven't been really they're not even being attempted, really, are they? That's been very short in that department.
Well, 3 of 12 they are as a team, but if anybody can light it up from the outside, it's that man, Jamel Kennedy. He is leading in terms of field goal percentage from the outside, leading the Sahara Conference because he shoots it at 50%. He's slightly below that right now, but I expect him to raise his game in the second half, and he'll play a big role down the stretch. And talking about big role down the stretch, that man over there, Cleveland Thomas Jr., 12 points. He's a perfect 3 for 3, and he's got 4 rebounds. He averages 18. He's a big part of why REG are so successful.
Obviously mixed in with all of the homegrown players working really hard. You know, we talked about Dizeye. I've just been watching him just drain 3-pointers from outside of the D, you know, just on a warm-up to the second half. Cleveland Thomas Jr. knows how to do it. But, you know, let's watch out for that man, because the small forward is capable of producing some incredible aerial bombardments. He's done it before, he'll do it again, and he is the smiling assassin as far as I'm concerned.
They've got the smiling assassin in Dizeye, and they've also got, I don't know what we call him, shall we call him the hometown hero, the 3-point maker? They've got a double threat from the perimeter in Nshabozwa. So they keep it going. They've got 3 guys, and Filer can knock it down as well. They really are a legitimate threat from long range, and you can't leave any one of those guys open because they can punish you at a very high percentage.
And the interesting thing is that they're all jostling for places going into Kigali, where everybody will want to get into that starting 5. So there's a lot up for grabs going into this final clash. Of course, they want to get noticed by Robert Pack, the coach of this Rwanda Energy group. Nurmamad around the outside. Back out, good opportunity here. The 3-pointer is an absolute beautiful effort there coming in from Elvis Howana. A well-needed 3-pointer as well.
Nice start, and if they can build on that, just see if they can get the lead back within 5. We'll have a possession-by-possession game.
Zaye getting down into the corner. It's been picked up. It's gone way out wide. And there's Filer coming off the metal. And the good defensive rebound from Nurmamad. A turn of the tides, potentially, I don't know. Perry going around the outside. And a good opportunity there, gets a second chance, and it goes. It's been drained. That's really well played. Elvis Howana doing the damage.
Quick 5 from Howana, and back within 5 are this Ferroviario de Beira outfit.
And Usher is with us. Usher, your feeling going into the second half here?
Well, obviously you can see Ferroviario de Beira are not about to give up. They have nothing much to get from this game in terms of the standings, but they'll be fighting.
And Nurmamad with the rebounds there. Good unselfish play. But it looks like that it won't count, because Nurmamad, you can just see what he did. It's a little bit of a push there. And you can see Cleveland Thomas get pushed out of the way. The hand went up. Oh, I didn't mean to do it. But I did it.
Right there in front of the referee. Didn't need much of a sell because the ref was right in the correct spot.
Walker, Filer. Here he is, Dizeye trying to shrug off Kennedy. Now running out of space over on that far side. Still have possession, REG. Watched on there by Luis Hernandez, the Spanish coach.
and they still continue to sit in their zone. It's very difficult for you to get this team out of their zone defense. They live and die by it.
Perry pinches the ball, good opportunity, the layup's good, and 2 points, and all of a sudden it's 45 for Beira, 48 for REG, and of course there's going to be a timeout. This is not going to plan for Robert Pack, the start of the second.
Well, it is going to plan for them and Luis Hernandez, and Perry defense turns into a quick transition bucket, and they're back within 3, a 7-0 run.
So we will take a break, and well, we'll catch up with Usher just afterwards, because Robert Pack animated talking to his players. Beira of Mozambique, and this man, Luis Hernandez, guiding his team back to just 3 points. REG still in the lead, but game on. Usher, what did you get from the bench?
Well, Coach Robert Pack of REG is asking his players to wake up and play defense, because they just conceded a quick 7 points at the start of the third quarter.
And the attempted drop in from high up over the top comes to nothing for Cleveland Thomas.
They do keep the possession,
yeah.
though.
Filer, Poyo, Thomas back out of Filer. Filer trying to find his man in the middle. That's nicely done. Look at that. Drained by Axel and Poyo. And a beautiful dunk to get the show on the road.
Second two-handed flush we've seen from Poyo, and again just doing a great job staying present in the paint, and there's a travel call.
Yeah, big call that is on Elvis Howana. He was cornered in the paint.
Filer leading the tournament in assists, 9.7 a game, and you see why. He's happy to distribute, make the extra pass to a wide open man.
Here he is, Filer taking the ball up court. Poyo back over to Cleveland Thomas. Junior is in Poyo. Behind the back, pinched by Nurmamad. He's going to go home alone. Boy, he gets fouled there, doesn't he? There's the call on Cleveland Thomas. And that's his first foul of this encounter. Nurmamad will go to the free throw line.
What a great read by Nurmamad defensively. Goes hard at the rim, forces the foul out of Thomas. They'll have to earn him from the free throw line, but nice defensive play.
With only one player on 2 fouls so far, it's Mungo Ambe from Beira. Otherwise, very well disciplined encounter, something we haven't seen for the last couple of days.
Actually, for the last few hours, last night was really the game between Slack and Air Saleh.
Yeah, lots and lots of fouls, players that were fouled out, of course. Discipline like this is, well, a rarity, isn't it?
It sure is, and Nurmamad misses both. He struggled from the free throw line, 23% throughout conference play.
Still a 5-point game, and that's gone over the top. Sumptuous shooting from Cleveland Thomas, and the 3 points, the triple in the bag. Perry out wide, Kennedy takes over. Howana, Ubise. It's a starting 5 from tip-off, who are back on court. Filer up against Perry. It's an interesting little battle, that one as well.
Oh, good work again on the defensive end. Filer jumping in, diving, putting body on the line, and that's great defensive effort. Just a second for the mop man Toy to do his work, and one of the sights and sounds of this Basketball Africa League.
Yeah, he calls himself the mop guy from Angola. Very famous man in the basketball circles in Africa. The ball coming back off by Dizier. And William Perry takes the ball back up court into the hands of Kennedy. That's nicely done by Kennedy. Needed to score from that play. Stop REG from getting away.
He always comes up with the big plays, and they go to him time and time again. That time inside with the left hand. He does know when to pick his moments.
Ruben Chinyelu about to come on in a moment, and there's another chance for a 3-pointer from pretty much the same position. Doesn't Doesn't drain it, picked up by Nurmamad. Perry this time. Oh, it's a beautiful effort. Fine score indeed. Needed to get that three-pointer.
Watched quite a bit of Perry play. That's his spot. He likes to shoot from the top of the key, just outside. Difficult to guard him there, and he does make it at a high percentage. 10 points for Perry.
All of a sudden, that came out of nowhere. There's a nice mid-range effort. It's been tidied up. Defensive rebound, but not a good pass out to Perry there. The Kennedy-Perry link-up, not good enough on that occasion. Usher, what have you got from us? There's some changes taking place, I think.
Yes, and Shobos Abdiosanumukiza is coming on to perhaps help with the ball there. He replaces Diodon Ndize, and that should be, it should mean one thing, Robbie.
Yeah.
When you see the best defensive player in the tournament so far on the court.
Yeah, he wants to steal, he wants to sneak, pinch the ball, he wants to get his hands on the ball, he wants to do absolutely everything and score those three-pointers in his special area.
That's where I was going to come in on the offensive side.
A complete player, basically.
He is complete, he is complete. 3 points, that's all, and just over 5 minutes left on the clock in this third quarter. Beira of Mozambique unable to. Well, there he is, Chinyanu, and there's the travel call. Beira unable to continue their campaign in this competition, unfortunately, even if they do win.
Yeah, they picked up losses, key losses that didn't help them in the overall standings, and right now what they can do in their contribution, I guess, is to try and finish on a win and just have that extra pride knowing that they've moved up in the standings, but it won't help them advance further in the BAL-Africa League.
Yeah, finish on a high, isn't it? Here's Walker, he's been well taken out. It's a good pass, that is. Shabozwa out to Filer, back out, shot clock is down to 0. It won't count even if it's drained.
Great defensive possession, and that pass coming a little too late. They don't get it off in time, and so you credit the defense for that one.
Robert Pack just having a chat with Diodone Ndize just before tip-off, and he was saying that he's so positive, Robert Pack, in the way that he communicates and gets his information across. There's a hard drive in there that comes to nothing from Mongwambe, and it's all about, you know, the positive mindset and how he tries to implement all of the good things to improve the game of these youngsters and some of the older players, you know, in a very positive way. So implement all of that, you know, to bring up and give the confidence to the players as they go out and try and get the win.
Well, we're not privileged as Usher is to be that close in, but he does come across as having a very calm demeanor. He doesn't get too high or too low, and I always think that kind of temperament is good for a coach. It allows him to analyze, it allows him to implement, and also these players can buy into the system, and from that conversation you get the fact that these guys have bought into what Robert Pack is saying. They like his style of coaching, and it becomes very evident in the way that they play on the floor.
And they'll be going to Kigali with him, which is going to be interesting. So the next couple of months going to be very, very interesting indeed to see how they work together and how they make it even better, that relationship, because only over time do you improve your relationship.
It's interesting you say that because Robert Pack, obviously a former NBA player, among the teams being the Denver Nuggets, and you can see that experience playing out here at the tournament, but he also has a lot of help from the assistant coaches, Henry Minuka and Maxime Mwiseneza, who've been working tirelessly with him in the past 2 months.
But Usher, he hasn't been a head coach, you know, too much. He hasn't spent too much time. As we see a three-pointer dropped in. That's beautiful from Nurmamad. But he hasn't spent too much time as a head coach.
He hasn't spent too much time, but he's got so much valuable assistant coach experience, and it's only a matter of time before you get the nod, and there's no better place for him to apply it, I guess, than the BAL-Africa League.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really good. Oh, there's a good chance for a rebound, and to the offensive rebound. Battling for the ball, it's dropped. That's a really good show of persistence from Ruben Chinyelu.
We're just giving some comfort now. They took the lead on the previous possession. Now up to 3 points. Chinyelu nice play inside the paint.
You know, this is a good scenario, isn't it, for Beira? When we first saw them come out and play, we thought they're a very interesting and entertaining team. Of course, you played down in Mozambique. You know, if you don't know Q's played for South Africa, he's played in Mozambique, he knows African basketball inside and out. And you know the quality of basketball that they play down in Mozambique and also not too far in Angola. I mean, you know, it's serious business down there. So this Beira team, when we first saw them, very impressive, right?
They have stuck within their structure. They've certainly given a good account of what Mozambican basketball is. It's guard strong, it's team orientated, and they've done the best that they could with the preparation they've had. And I don't think anybody takes Ferroviario lightly at any stage when they see them as opponents.
No, Mamad's getting the ball out. Kennedy, that's nicely done. Oh, good defensive play. Needed the big man Manga to get in the way of that.
Marginal on whether that was a goaltend. Looked like the ball was on its downward path towards the rim. But you can credit the defense because that one doesn't count. The referees didn't call it. And so block should go the way of Manga.
And Perry in possession, gets the ball back out to that man, Kennedy. Kennedy mid-range. Unable to drain it out wide. Here he is. Dizeye. Oh, sumptuous. Look at that. He doesn't just fire them in from out wide. He goes for the drive right through the middle.
First score of the second half, and it's a big one. It's bringing them back within 1 point.
Perry just having his shot come back off. It's been picked up. A wonderful, well, the rebound's not good enough just yet, but look, Chinyelu, once again, brilliant play, wasn't it, from Mayad Mungawambe, just trying to steal the ball.
But the only thing lacking from both of those players was that final touch. It just could not will it in at all. And the rim felt like it had a little on it. The battle for the ball down there. Jose got the last touch, and it will be Ferroviario basketball. They'll have a fresh 14.
But very good effort there from both players involved to see them tussling on the court.
Big battle taking place here, and there's going to be another one that'll be taking place later tonight. It is, of course, Dakar University Club up against AS Saleh. And depending on this result here, honestly, we don't know what's going to happen. So only until we know what happens in this encounter here will we know if Duke can still qualify or not. AS Saleh still can, we know that. But Duke, maybe not, depending on the result here.
Permutations and mathematics all come into the way that this will unfold. And that's a turnover, a high-cost turnover by Ferroviario de Beira.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating there as Weiler drops in for three. And a beautiful score that nudges them ahead by 2. And a timeout has been called. 56 for Beira, 58 for REG. Look at this, unchallenged, beautiful, great height. And a bit of a fist pump as well because he knows that he's done it.
The 12th three-pointer of the game for REG, and they are again continuing where they left off in that first half, being able to knock down open three-pointers. Filer 9 points as they continue to just battle for this lead as it's a 2-point game now.
1 minute and 57 left on the clock, and yeah, where will this go? They've had the tables turned marginally with this man Luis Hernandez, who's making some specific gestures there. Well, giving away too much ball, not marshalling at the back. There's a few things that they probably need to sort out. But of course, we've got our own ears on the court.
Our own version of a super spy, able to blend in with the stands and the fans, and that's the way that she gets us all that information out in those huddles.
I saw Usher sneak away really quickly, you know, as soon as it came to a close. Usher, what have you got?
Listening into Coach Robert Pack.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
Coach Robert Pack just quickly saying they need to use Pichu Manga at the top, screen on the ball, and just have so many options. Shoboza can run into the paint, and once he's in, he'll pull up 2 defenders and he can dish it, and they'll have a scoring option.
Pichu Manga, he doesn't pull up 2 defenders, he pulls up 4. Honestly, everybody goes towards Manga. He is just, you know, a very difficult man to deal with.
It's also been an area that Beira has struggled in terms of coverage of bigs on the inside. Chinyelo will have a big role to play as he gets more and more minutes because he matches up well size-wise against Manga.
He does indeed, and very athletic, very quick as well. The foul on Manga, well, that's basically what Beira have tried to work on, you know. Let's try and go through the middle. Let's try and get past Manga and draw the fouls. They've done exactly that.
It's that man Mungawambe, and every time he sees the ball and has an opportunity with a semi-clear path to the rim, he's able to create, and that's been a feature of his play. He's got 7 points. He has to be careful because he's got 3 fouls. They want to keep him on the floor, and the best way to do that is just continue to be aggressive offensively and see where he can pick his moments on the defensive side.
Now, there was the Rwanda Energy Group, of course, beating US Monastir yesterday. The reason why Pichu Manga is not in the starting 5, you know, give him a little bit of, you know, time to get his breath back because he was outstanding, of course. But he hasn't got any points tonight. You know, he's not being used that much. I'm just wondering if these players are so tired after yesterday's exploits.
Also, just different team, different role to play, and it's a different strategy. That's a great play. Novella dishes off to Perry.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Great assist. The thumb goes up, and William Perry just knows, doesn't he? He knows when there's someone around him coming in a better position to score, and he's tried to sneak the ball. Oh, and can he get past it? Oh, he's just unable to get past Filer.
A little bit of experience there from Filer, putting his body in front of Perry, who was going to try and chase that down. He just awareness, little block, and keeps the possession for REG.
Shabozwa, mid-range for 2. Beautiful score as well. And we're all square at 60 points apiece as Perry takes the ball up. What options has he got? Gets the ball back. And a really interesting drive there. Foul committed. Down on the ground. We'll get to see if Mungawambe's okay back up on his feet. He's a hard man.
Another great example of what Mungawambe does. He has the mismatch with Thomas on his left, goes straight at Filer. They can't guard him, and will draw the foul and go back to the free throw line. He's it's proving tough coverage, or a tough cover for REG. They haven't made the adjustments to Mungawambe on the floor.
And again, you can see Robert Black talking with Filer over on the other side.
Well, REG find themselves in foul trouble with 44.4 seconds to play in the third quarter. So for Beira, this is an obvious case. Every time they have ball possession, they'll try to go and drive and pick that foul and go to the line.
They will indeed, 61-60, and into the last seconds of this third quarter. Ball comes out, Shabozwa, and Shabozwa for 3! Nailing it. Triple in the bag.
He has the hot hand. He's been near perfect from the perimeter. Find him, let him shoot the basketball.
And he moves up into second highest scorer on the court so far, just behind teammate Thomas Jr., 14 points. Just running out the clock a little bit. That's a beautiful, oh, look at that for a block. Fantastic stuff from Cleveland Thomas. They get the chance to add some more points. Shabozwa! Oh, look at that, he's winding everybody up. William Perry tries to score. Is that in? Is that in? No, it is not. Nice score, though. 61-66. This is incredible, isn't it? All of a sudden, they come to life. And REG, well, they'll be difficult to deal with when we get to Kigali. Look at that, Shabozwa on fire. 17 points.
I told you that he's got the hot hand for sure. And looking for a high five from Coach Hernandez. Maybe a bit cheeky, but he has done a fantastic job leading the scorer. 17 points for Shabozwa.
61-66 it is. Time for a little break. Welcome back to the Dakar Arena. It's the penultimate encounter before we bring to an end the Sahara Conference. And, well, here in Senegal, it's 61 points for Beira de Mozambique. Ferroviario de Beira, and 66 for REG of Rwanda. Usher's going to give us a lowdown from courtside. Did you pick up any interesting news?
Yes, Coach Luis Hernandez, obviously, who high-fived shows were there after that three-pointer, just told his players, you know, just keep fighting, keep in the game, play good defense, and try to get back ball possession. And when you do, run the clock. You have 24 seconds on every possession.
Final quarter it is, and a chance for Beira to just finish on a high, even though they won't be going forward. Mungwambe unable to do anything with that, but they still get possession back. And the long-range shot, again coming off the metal, tidied up by Dizeye. And, well, REG showing us what they're capable of doing. And Shabozwa really is, he's a game changer, isn't he?
He sure is. 5 of 6 from the outside for Shabozwa. He's had the hot hand, and if he continues to shoot like that, it's very difficult to see Ferroviario de Beira coming back in this one.
Say getting the ball out to Filer. Filer goes for a little hook over the top. Unable to sink it, though. Picked up by Jermel Kennedy. Out wide, Perry. Perry, big man's in the middle. Good use of the body to try and get himself a little bit of space, moving left, moving right. It's a beautiful hook shot. That is absolutely sensational, that was. And a big score from the big man, showing us how to do it. Eli Kache.
Obviously, inside the paint really does do some great work for Ferroviario de Beira, and he gets those 2 points. He's been averaging about 8. He averaged more in the qualifiers. He can score the basketball when given the chance.
Such an interesting little battle taking place here. It's a mid-range shot coming in from the same man, Kaje. This time, misses the target. Filer. Walker's back on the floor. Shabozwa gets rid of his man. Oh, it's beautifully done, but the rebound not good enough, I'm afraid. Dizeye unable to drain it.
That's 3 straight turnovers for REG. A little bit worrying for Coach Robert Pack.
Well, the way they started this fourth quarter will also be a concern, because they started the third quarter with the 7-0 run that saw Ferroviario get back in the game, and here they are turning the ball over. But there's another turnover by Novella in the corner, and this will give just a little bit of a chance for REG to create some breathing room on this possession.
Axel Mpoyo comes on. Well, just couldn't control it. It should be an easy score, and it is. The layup perfectly done by Emilindo Novella, one of the twins in this Ferroviario de Beira team, along with Orlando.
Well, he gets his first 2 points in the entire tournament, and that's got to be a good feeling for him.
Field goal percentage, very well balanced. 43, 44, there's the Dizeye points to the sky, because that's where it came from. The smiling assassin.
He was listening in to you, Robbie.
Effortless, wasn't it, Usher?
Effortless, and like I say, best of his generation. Just really an inspiration to all those watching back home in Kigali in Rwanda.
That's three-pointer number 15 for REG. They have been immaculate from downtown. Mungwambe again on the drive. I don't like seeing him settle for outside shots. He hasn't hit one the entire conference, well, in entire conference play. Much better when he puts the ball on the floor. That time, drawing the contact again, and back to the free throw line he goes.
Axel Mpoyo just getting an extra word or two from Robert Pack, his coach over there, of course. Spent some time playing in California, Los Angeles. They pick the ball back up, good opportunity. That's really nicely done, beautiful score. And again, they show us what they're capable of doing. It's Mungwambe again with more points. He's up to 13 now, Q.
Both teams will control their possessions. It's a one-point game. We'll see them try and break down defense, go later into the shot clock. and shot selection is going to be a very crucial part of which team picks up a win.
Cleveland Thomas, that's a beautiful score, an important score as well, up to 17 now, level with Shobozwa. It's quite well distributed, the scoring on both sides of the court. Kennedy going in for a mid-range shot, beautifully done as well. Honestly, we're back to a shooting clinic scenario, Asha.
It is a shooting clinic indeed. But like you said, whoever controls that ball better in terms of the shot selection will win this game.
Shobozwa! He's done it again!
Talking about shot selection, is wide open, and he's 6 3-pointer as he gets up to 20 in Shobozwa.
It's really good work from Beira. Perry getting the ball out wide, but he can't drop it in. Novella getting another chance. Oh, it's been dunked. Brilliant stuff. He really has been one of their quality players today. I add Mungo Wambe.
15 points now, and 1 of 4 Beira players in double figures. That's the pass from Perry, seeing the wide open man, and he can hang and get the poster in, because that's a great play.
He's actually been warned by the Egyptian referee Wael Ibrahim for hanging on the rim. And the next time he does that, he could get himself a technical foul.
We've seen a few players doing that over the past few days, you know. None have been distributed yet, but...
well, we've seen text distributed, but not for that reason at all.
For sure. Oh, look at that. That is just outrageous. Dizeye off the backboard.
That's the second time we've seen him take it from super downtown. The second time he's made one of those long-range bombs.
That was from across the border. Remarkable shooting. Look at that going out. That's a nice drive, isn't it? And Numamad doing some wonderful work from that right side. Just splitting the defense in two. I don't believe it. I don't believe it! Shobozwa!
Well, trees are being planted everywhere right now, with the forest being planted, because this is great three-point shooting by both these teams.
I think we've basically... Oh, look at that, there's a good opportunity there for Perry. I think we basically covered Equatorial Guinea. We've gone halfway through. Look at it! Walker! Dunking! Oh, yeah!
Well, obviously, Robbie for Ndize and shows that just a new case that perhaps they've been inspired by the green trees back home in Kigali.
Everyone wants trees planted. Oh, yes, they do. Look at this. Bombastic. We'll take a break. Yeah, welcome back to the Dakar Arena in Senegal. We're in West Africa, and, well, this is the summary so far. I think we can take a look at... There's a few three-pointers going being sank over. This tree's being planted.
18 of 31 is the standout stat. They've been red hot from the outside. 26 assists as well, but REG have certainly put on a shooting clinic here at the Dakar Arena.
Asha, did you get something from the bench?
Yes, Coach Robert Pack just emphasizing there's less than 4 minutes on the clock. Throw everything literally on the court. Leave it there. Make sure you come off as victors today and go to Kigali as top of the Sahara Conference.
Which is incredible, and the reason why they will go as the leaders of the Sahara Conference is because they beat US Monastir yesterday in that encounter that's enabled them to move ahead, because they got a better head-to-head record.
That is absolutely correct, and Shobozwa has had the hot hand. 7 of 9 from the outside. The best shooting display from the perimeter we've seen, and that's, again, fantastic play. Ubise inside.
Helton Obise, he takes the ball, you know, mid-rift, takes it forward, it rises up, and then he manages to sink it. It's the sign of an experienced player. Just look at that.
Well, he's had limited minutes, and we've not seen the best of him. This is the kind of play he gave Ferroviario de Beira in the qualifiers, and why they rely on him. He's a slasher, he's a finisher inside the paint, and he's proving it now as he goes up and makes that free throw 14, or average around 14 in the qualifiers.
Here you can tell me all of the stats and whatever you like, but he's basically a big nuisance for his opponents.
Yeah, a nuisance in a way that really hurts them on the scoreboard.
77-82, and you can see that Cleveland Thomas is going to the free throw line.
That's the fourth foul on Mungawambe. He's going to have to think about the way he manages his minutes going down the stretch. Thomas has still been relatively quiet, but picked up 17 points. We haven't mentioned him too much, but that's the mark of a really good and smart player.
And he's up to, what, 90 now? 5 out of 6 from the free throw line, showing us what he's capable of doing. Just being consistent. I think, you know, discreet, but consistent.
And that's probably the primary reason they picked him up.
QQ nearly got taken out there.
The ball headed right towards us here on the comment table, but the ball could not be kept in bounds, so Ferroviario de Beira basketball.
Are you safe? Are you safe out there?
Yeah, I tried to climb over Q, you know, but, you know, just to stop it from hitting him. Got to protect these big boys, you know.
Thank you, Robbie.
It's okay, we're a team, right? I had Mungawambe, a nice 2 points there. It's a 5-point game. There's still a lot at stake here in terms of bragging rights for Beira and, of course, REG. They want to finish this with a victory and go top, because what they want to do is try and avoid the big boys when you go to Kigali. And we know that we've got some big teams who are going to be playing and strutting their stuff in Cairo next month.
I can safely say this without hesitation. There are no easy games in the Basketball Africa League. Every win is earned.
Cleveland Thomas got back to that man, Dizeye. Shobozwa out wide from Poyo. Poyo has his effort. That's a really good rebound. That's wonderfully done. Cleveland Thomas, again, showing us that he's got it. He's an all-rounder, isn't he?
He is a perfect all-rounder. Just does the dirty work, scores when he needs to, and he's a real team guy.
7 points. Perry around the outside trying to get past. Oh, that's delightful, that is. And Perry gets the 2 points, and Shobozwa commits the foul.
Again, good read, taking Shobozwa off the dribble. You don't see that too often. In the air, he draws the contact, count the bucket, and 1.
2:12 left to play in the fourth quarter. 4 fouls, 14 fouls, of course. There we can see Cleveland Thomas Jr. just with a rebound up amidst the trees.
Amidst the trees. Perry converts. In this game, not gone away from Ferroviario de Beira. They're still in it. It's only 4 points.
You know, there's kind of not too much pressure on Beira, and they think you can feel that. He's done it again! Dieudonné Dizeye!
21 now for Dizeye, again contributing on the offensive, and they are playing some fantastic long-range basketball.
Perry doing really well, tries to get the ball back out. Ngwambe all the way back to Nurmamad. That's a 3-pointer, and a beautiful one as well. And he too gets himself into double figures now. Going to the wire, this one, 133. Can you feel the tension, Usher?
Yes, you can feel the tension now from both teams, but for REG even more.
How on earth did he manage to do that? That's absolutely outstanding long-range shooting there from Shobozwa.
That's three-pointer number 20 for REG.
Nurmamad, that's a beautiful pass, that is. Oh, it's delightful. What a great score from Helton Ubise.
Very surprising for Ferroviario de Beira not to put pressure on the court right from the inbound, because REG will now look to play and literally run the clock down.
Yeah, it's exactly that, Usher. You know, just calmly do their thing. Walker, oh, just unable to carry the ball through. The foul committed by Mungawambe, and I think that he's going to get fouled out, I think.
That is his fifth foul, so Mungawambe will have to come off the floor, and that is three-pointer number 8 of 10, 80%. Shobozwa has been the blessed one on the floor. He's been the best one on the floor as far as long-range shooting is concerned, and REG have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, that's it. Beira trailing by 5, 47.8 seconds left on the clock. You can see that Luis Hernandez gathers the troops to try and, well, find a solution. But, I mean, there are no solutions when you've got guys who are able to chuck the ball in from miles away from the basket.
Well, they've continued to persist and sit in their zone, and that is, I guess, to their detriment. The REG have shot outstandingly. We have not seen shooting like this in the BAL, in the Sahara Conference. Well, in the BAL period, they've done fantastic work, and they've got 3 shooters who've knocked down high percentage three-point shots. They're open, but they've still got to make them, and they have. And you have to credit Nshabozwa. He's getting to his spot. He likes the elbow. He likes the extended elbow. He's been given free range, and what he has done is he's knocked him down. They refuse to come out to him, and if they don't come out to make you change what you're doing, then what do? You just keep doing it. You have to keep shooting.
Free range. We're going to call him Mr. Free Range. That's his new name, that is. Nshabozwa. He is just free range. I love the fact that, you know, whenever he gets the given chance, he is going straight for those long-range shots. Outrageously good. 26 points there. Nshabozwa, 8 from 10 three-pointers. That is just outrageous. Usher, quick reaction. We've got a few more seconds left.
Well, obviously, the coach Robert Pack just trying to make sure they get maximum points on that possession and saying they should use the screens. And when there's a screen, they need to communicate and make sure that they are on the same page on this possession.
It's always good to be on the same page. Nshabozwa, mid-range. He's at it again. It's another 2. That's, well, it's a 7-point lead now. Perry needs to get himself up into attacking position. 33 seconds left on the clock. Kennedy gets the ball out. Nurmamad, well, he has his effort come back off the metal. They'll just hold this and use up time, not being that aggressive defensively until Perry commits the foul there. 24 seconds left on the clock.
It's only the 3rd team foul for Ferroviario de Beira, so they're going to have to foul twice in succession quickly to see if they can't send Beira to the free throw line, or rather REG to the free throw line.
Nshabozwa. And another foul. Nurmamad this time.
They've got to be careful because they have to make sure they make an attempt at the basketball. Otherwise, the referees will call unsportsmanlike. So they're lunging. They're trying to make sure that the fouls are deliberate, but they still have to be very careful in how they go about doing that.
It's like being discreet, something that you are. That's your second name, isn't it, Q?
Discreet?
Mr. Discretion.
Discretion is always part of the better part of judgment.
Totally agree. Listen to him. He's not just a consultant commentator. He's actually a philosopher, Q. Get the ball back. Good man. Look at these Rwandan supporters. They really are enjoying themselves. This is a great performance, a great campaign here in Dakar for this Rwandan team. You know, it's difficult to follow in the footsteps of a team that qualified last year, arch rivals from Kigali. I'm talking about Patriots, and try and produce, you know, the same kind of performance. They are showing us what they're capable of doing. Nshabozwa coming off the metal, off the foot of Cleveland Thomas Jr. Look at him, Mr. Calm, Robert Pack.
Basically telling his team to let them bounce the ball out. There's 5 seconds left. It makes no sense for them to attack.
And another foul. 87-94 with less than 1 second left to play.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic win for REG, and this has implications because we've spoken about it. They should finish top of the Sahara Conference, and that stands them in good stead in terms of the cross pool with the Nile Conference, but more significantly, they will take home this pride of being, you know, the winners in this Dakar version of the Sahara Conference and the Basketball Africa League. So job well done.
Congratulations Congratulations to REG of Rwanda. Well, the landlocked country that will host the playoffs of the BAL-Africa League Season 2, just like they hosted the competition last year, the entirety. Well, they've done their job here today, Rwanda Energy Group, because they're going home and they're going to be, well, a difficult team to deal with, because they will finish as the top team in the Sahara Conference, having beaten US Monastir, better head-to-head record. They move top. US Monastir will finish second. Now it's a question of who will slot into that third and that fourth position. Two last tickets up for grabs. Beira are out of it, 89-94. And to be honest with you, that was a riveting game of basketball that we saw here tonight. And we get the chance to hear from Dieudonné Dizeye, the smiling assassin, and his incredible scenario tonight. 21 points, 3 players with 21, 21, 28. Let's go to you, Asha.
Robbie, I'm here with Dieudonné Dizeye. Congratulations, Dieudonné. How important was it for you to win this game today?
Yeah, it was very important to us. We just came here for, we just needed to go home back with #1 spot. Yeah.
And REG is #1 in the Sahara Conference. You head back for the playoffs in Kigali at the Kigali Arena in May. How important was it for you to get that and go back home with such smiles on your face?
Yeah, for sure. We just came. We just needed to be in #1 spot. Then we can be easier for us to play against #4 in the group. Yeah.
And what is the team's objective finally?
Just to play, to get better every day, and of course, to get the championship, of course, because we'll be at home in front of our fans. Yeah.
You talk about your fans at the Kigali Arena. What is the message you have for them?
Just to be ready and come, of course, in May to support us. Will be amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ndizeye, and congratulations back to you, Robbie.
Thank you so much, Asha. Well, as I said, he likes to smile. I think he has proved himself tonight by being a true assassin. 21 points, but not the top scorer for this REG team.
Well, not the top scorer. We had 3 guys in 20 points for REG, 28 points. Got to talk about Unshabozwa and his red-hot shooting from the outside. But 21 and 13, he was on the boards. He contributed with 4 assists as well. Thomas Jr., 21 and 12, both had double-doubles. And it was a great team effort. They had to be a great team effort, because when you look at Ferroviario de Beira, 5 players in double figures. They spread the scoring, and that's what makes them so difficult to play against, is that you can't pick out one player and take them out.
And they had them on the ropes as well. That's the interesting thing about it, because the field goal percentage wasn't too far off for Beira as well. You know, they were playing good, but it was mid-range shots more so than the 3-pointers, hence the reason why they won by 5.
I'm very sure that this is a BAL record, 23 pointers for a team. And it takes that kind of shooting to beat out Ferroviario de Beira. It's only a 5-point game on a night where you're hitting 23s. I mean, you still have to credit the defense. They didn't change their defensive system. They stayed with it the entire night. They got 15 steals, but you have to say, well done, REG. Great shooting night. Big win, and you deserve to be the top of the Sahara Conference.
We still don't know who's going to be finishing in 3rd and 4th positions just yet. We will find out later. The final game, it is Dakar University Club up against AS Salé. Both teams, well, they're still jostling and they're still battling. Thanks very much from UQ and Asha. We'll see you a bit later on.